So, with the increase in popularity of virtual reality headsets, such as the recent Meta Quest 2, formerly the Oculus Quest 2, let's take a brief look back in history and see where this idea originally came from. So the concept was actually developed by a Sir Charles Whiston back in 1838 as he deemed his stereopsis, and this was pretty much a rudimentary elements of what was to become virtual reality later on. And by 1985, Jaron Lanier and Thomas Zimmerman founded VPL Research, and they were the first company to sell VR commercially. Predominantly, this was mainly industry implemented, such as NASA would use that technology to train their space people for space exercises. So moving slightly into the gaming realm of things with VR, Sega mentioned VR tech back in 1991 with some games already designed by Sega for the Sega VR. So Sega actually developed several games, and it was based around the idea of Robocop's visor as an inspiration. They actually released a Sega VR1 arcade headset back in 1994. By 1995, Nintendo have caught on to this kind of successful technology when they released their Virtual Boy in 1995. 2012, things was catching up, technology was getting increasingly better, and so Kickstarter launched for Oculus Rift headset, which was the beginnings of much better things to come. So by 2014, virtual reality headsets have actually started to begin momentum. So Facebook buys the Oculus Rift company for $2 billion. Soon after this, VR began mainstream popularity, and so also in 2014, Sony released the Project Morpheus, which was the working name for which was to become the PSVR. And nowadays we have now got the Meta Quest 2, and progressively things are getting better for virtual reality, and truly outstanding how we came from a concept developed in 1838 which is still being used today, and that concept is actually implemented in today's technology. And the future of virtual reality headsets is obviously going to improve more and more over time. I personally remember having a PlayStation virtual reality headset a couple of years after they released, back around 2015, 2016, and it was mind-blowing at the time. But looking back in retrospective, it was very pixelated and also very blurry. So like most things in a technological world, things will progressively get better with time. So obviously the Meta Quest 2, formerly known as the Oculus Quest 2, give it another 10-20 years and our minds will be blown again with rapid developments in technology. And for those of you getting an Oculus Quest for Christmas, I really congratulate you on that. It's going to be a brilliant time for you to experience it for your first time, if it is your first time. Unfortunately for me, I don't do virtual reality headsets anymore. The PSVR quite literally did my head in through motion sickness. So anyway, have a good Christmas all, and if you have got Oculus Quest coming or any other headset for that matter, have a wicked Christmas using it.